The Taiwanese military has decided to purchase additional M142 high-mobility artillery rocket systems, Himars, launchers and Army Tactical Missile System, ATACMS, munitions as part of record $40 billion annual defense budget. In its proposed defense budget for 2023, Taiwan has allocated funding for the acquisition of 29 Himars, as well as 84 ATACMS surface-to-surface missiles, SSM, and 864 precision-guided rockets as part of its largest-ever defense budget, currently valued at $21.3 billion. The decision reflects a renewed focus on building a multi-pronged defense strategy amidst the ongoing efforts to enhance strategic deterrence. Having initially planned to purchase 11 Himars launchers and 64 ATACMS missiles, Taiwan was forced to update its planned defense expenditures after original plans to purchase 40 M109A6 Paladin self-propelled howitzers were cancelled in May due to inadequate production capabilities, according to Tristan Sauer, land domain analyst at Global Data. Despite this late-stage alteration, the 2023 Taiwanese defense budget is in line to deliver a multifaceted capability set comprised of both advanced platforms and conventional weapons systems to support its asymmetric defense strategy. Following the Russian invasion of Ukraine, Taiwanese defense officials have increasingly pushed for a more nuanced approach to defense procurement. Analysts highlight the extremely high attrition rate of both advanced and legacy platforms in a high-intensity conflict. The previous efforts to enhance deterrence by acquiring small numbers of advanced platforms and systems have come under increased scrutiny over the past several months, says Sauer. Concerns mount that such an approach would provide priority targets for any hostile. Once defeated, these would cripple the military's capacity to react and respond. A paradigm shift has occurred in the Taiwanese procurement priorities, with funding being diverted from large-scale procurement programs to support the development and purchase of more affordable force multiplier technology. These include tactical uncrewed aerial systems, anti-tank guided missiles and man-portable air defense systems. Sauer continues, this renewed focus on asymmetric warfare enablers is only a part of the Taiwanese approach to strategic deterrence, colloquially referred to as the porcupine strategy. As exemplified by the Ukrainian armed forces, the ability to maintain asymmetric momentum and outlast a conventionally larger aggressor hinges on the ability of that force to target critical elements of an enemy's forces with precision strike capabilities in addition to simply outmaneuvering their offenses. Indeed, Taiwanese defense officials have understood that their growing asymmetric warfare capabilities must be used in tandem with their more limited number of advanced systems such as Himars to remain effective in a protracted high-intensity conflict. The Himars platform and its associated weapons systems have repeatedly demonstrated their effectiveness throughout the war in Ukraine, and the Taiwanese military's decision to acquire additional units indicates that these strategic similarities are not lost on defense planners. Meanwhile, Japan's defense spending is set to grow from $48.4 billion to $70.4 billion in 2027, driven by the need to develop its own defense posture, forecasts Global Data. Global Data's latest report, Japan Defense Market Size and Trends, Budget Allocation, Regulations, Key Acquisitions, Competitive Landscape and Forecast, 2022 to 2027, reveals that Japan's defense spending is anticipated to grow at a compound annual growth rate of 8.4% during 2022 to 2027. The country faces an imminent threat from the North Korea's nuclear and ballistic missile programs, says Abhijit Apsinjakar, senior aerospace and defense analyst at Global Data, which is further compounded by an increasing Chinese military capability and its reservations against the Quad Security Alliance. Against this backdrop, in 2020 Japan rolled out a Defense Strengthening Acceleration Package, providing $42.5 billion in supplementary funding, over and above the $94.1 billion initially budgeted for 2020 to 2021, Apsinjakar explained. Japan is in the process of removing restrictions on defense expenditure, previously constitutionally capped at just 1% of GDP. New plans will make increases that could double expenditure up to 2% of GDP. This is in line with Japan's plan to overhaul and modernize its military capabilities to deter any aggression and better prepare to support its allies, Apsinjakar said. Japan's defense industry is showing signs of strong connections with international partners. According to ATACMS, Japan has already signed a deal to cooperate with the UK for the development of a long-range air-air missile and finalized a defense cooperation agreement to co-develop a sixth-generation fighter aircraft. With Japan already loosening its export control restrictions and allowing defense exports to 12 friendly countries, including India, it is anticipated to pave the way for a greater level of cooperation between countries and enable more opportunities for the joint design, development, and production of defense equipment in future.